Okay, Chapter 2, Section 3 is on multiplying fractions. There's some pretty cool things that we're going to learn when we do this. We kind of started looking at it last time. Say we have 1/2 times 1/2. Now you know that this also means 1/2 of 1/2. And if you have half of a cookie and you eat half of that half, you know that you just ate 1/4. We'll write it that way. That looks better. 1/4 is what that looks like. Now you're taking half of a cookie half of a time. So this one is pretty obvious, and it's kind of neat to see that 1 times 1 is 1, and 2, let's see, maybe change to a light color. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. That's how you get there. There's something I wanted to show you that seems like a pretty neat manipulative. If I can find where I put it, I'm going to have to go here because I had this here we go. I had this up and running. Something happened. Okay, so this is kind of a little manipulative. And what if we had 1/4 of, I'm going to go this direction, 1/4 of, say, 2/5. This is the fraction 1/4 of 2/5. Now this is the 1/4 line right here. So notice that if I count up, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, 4 rows, and there are 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the up and down ones, there's 5 columns. So the blue shows 1/4. If I go ahead and go like this is 1/4. Okay, and this is 2/5. Well, let's do 3/5. Okay, so 3/5. You see that there are 3 columns out of 5 columns labeled. So I've got 1/4 this way times 2/5, and what it does is it changes the place that they overlap. So 1/4 times, or of, 3/5. Now our total number of squares, little squares in this bigger box, is 4 times 3. 4 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4 is 20. So there's a total of 20. And you see where if we take 1/4, which is just this row, of 2/3, we're taking these 2/3 and we're cutting them into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just taking 1/4 of them, and that's 3. There's 3 purple squares, and the math looks like 1/4 times 3/5 equals 3/20. 1 times 3 over 4 times 5. Okay, 3/20 is purple. 1, 2, 3 out of 20. It's just where they cross. You can do any fraction this way. You could change up to like this, and this would be 4/7 times 4/7. Okay, and there's just something nice and even. 4/7 times 4/7. We've got our 4/7 in the columns and our 4/7 in the rows, and 4/7 of 4/7 is this 16/49. Notice this square is 7 times 7, which is 49 little squares, and 4 times 7, 4/7 times 4/7 equals 16/49. 4 times 4, 7 times 7. This is a great little tool that's online to help you draw out what fractions of fractions look like. You can see that anytime you multiply a fraction by another fraction, your result is smaller than either of the beginning ones. Both of these are less than 1, and so when you multiply them, you get an even smaller number. If you were to multiply one of them by 1, it would be the same. If you multiply one of them by a number bigger than 1, it grows. But if you're multiplying each of them by each other and they're both less than 1, which is what a fraction is, then it should get smaller. Okay, pretty cool how that works. We'll go back to doing some examples. I still want you to simplify before you multiply. So if we do some interesting numbers, I'm trying to decide which colors to use. It's kind of hard. It's a hard decision. 3/7 times 4/9. Okay, I want you to simplify before you multiply. Now if you just go through and multiply, 3 times 4 is 12. 7 times 9 is 63. And if we go back, I guess the way that they like you to do it is like this. 3 times 4 over 7 times 9. Okay. And it's 12 63rds. It's 12 63rds. But that can be simplified. It's not super easy to simplify, but it can be, and it'd be better if we were to simplify it first. If I take these 3 and the 9 and I simplify them down to 1/3, and then I multiply, then it's not 3 times 4, it's 1 times 4 equals 4, and 7 times 3 equals 21. And that's as simple as I can get, so that's my answer, 4 21s. I can do that with almost any problem. 5 halves times 4 eighths. Now this one you could just change 4 eighths if you wanted into 1/2, or you might notice that 4 and 2 could be simplified down into 2 and 1. Either way, you're going to end up with the same answer, believe it or not. This way you get 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 times 8 is 8. Oh, I see, I should have still simplified the 2 and the 8 down to 1 and 4. Yeah, there's 9 different ways to do that, and if you do it that way, you'll still get there. But it might be that you'll notice that the simplest thing is to simplify 4 eighths down to 1/2, and then when you multiply, you 5 fourths. 5 times 1 is 5, 2 times 2 is 4, and we get this number. Improper fraction can be easily changed into a proper fraction. 4 goes into 5 one whole time, 4 fourths. 1 is equal to 4 fourths, and what's left over after that is 1/4. 4 fourths plus 1/4 is 5 fourths, so it's 1 and 1/4 is left over. Let's do another one. 3/6 times 2 eighths. Again, you could simplify 3/6 into 1/2, or you could simplify 2/6 into 1/3, and then notice that these 3/3 goes down to 1/1, and then all you're doing is multiplying 1 times 1 over 1 times 8. If we were to do that another way, we could notice that 2 over 8 is the same as 1 and 4. What you have to understand is that it's not okay for you to simplify side to side, 6 and 8 down to 4 and 3. That doesn't work. That does not work. It only works for you to take 1 from the numerator, the top, simplify it with 1 from the bottom. Okay? Any of these work. Other than that, 1/2, and then the 2 1/2s become 1 whole, and then 1 times 1 is 1. This 1 times that 1, and this 1 times this 8 is 8, and you're done. 1/8 is equal to 1/8. I think this might be a short enough lesson. I think you get the idea. Have fun with this assignment.